Good morning and welcome back to another TALKLET'S conversation. This is the season where most of us have finished all of our summer vacation, and we have to be honest that this has been one of the best seasons in a long time to work. It hasn't been that hot, so we've had a chance to enjoy our children, our grandchildren, spending time with them, taking trips, and all type of activities we've been doing, and it's been a blessing. Especially when you look at it, it hasn't been as hot as it normally can get, especially here in Texas. So this has been a beautiful season, if you will. But if you're like me, when I go out of town, I'll be honest with you, if I take a cruise or a vacation, flying somewhere, after about 5 or 7 days, I'm ready to go home. I mean, I've had my fill, I've enjoyed myself, but there's no place like home because home is where the heart is. And I mean, I feel comfortable when I'm home. I'm more relaxed. I can get up when I want to get up. I can go to sleep when I want to go to sleep. No one's coming to kick me out of the room to clean the room up or knocking on my door, disturbing me. And that's why home, like I say, home is where the heart is because it's familiarity. It's it's all the things I need. They're there. I purchased it. It's there. I know where it's at, and I'm comfortable with that. And I don't think our children understand how much it takes. I don't think we understood from our parents how much it takes to make a home, to have a safe place, if you will. How much love goes into that? How much financial, if you will, finances goes into that? How much prayer goes into it? How much effort? How much work? How much labor goes into it? How much your parents had to be accountable and responsible to to flip a house, yeah, to flip a structure from being a house to being a home. Because when you look at your home, I mean, it's got all the things that protect you to keep you safe, to make sure that you have substance for your body. I mean, everything you need is in your home. And it didn't start off that way. Like I said, it started off as a building, which turns into a house, which your parents ensure that they flip it into a home just for you, for your safety, for you and your siblings to have a safe place to come into. And we took it for granted. I never thought about, this is a safe place. This My family has this home for me where I can come in and I know it's going to be here. I know I don't have to be homeless. What a beautiful thing. And you don't even have to think about it. It just happens because your parents make sure that you have a place to lay down to rest. And that's why I make the statement there's no place like home. But every now and then, I mean, some things seem out of hand. And if you've ever seen the movie called The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is a young girl who lives on a Kansas farm, and she has an aunt who's named Aunt Em, and she has an uncle who's named Uncle Henry, and she has a little dog named Toto. But one day, this powerful tornado comes up. We all face trauma in some way or another, and there's going to be a powerful tornado, hurricane, tsunami that's going to come into your life, earthquake. Something's going to come into your life that you're going to be challenged with. And Dorothy's house is spun up in this tornado, and she's taken her and her little dog Toto are taken to this magical land, if you will, called Oz. And when her house lands in Oz, it accidentally lands on top of this witch called the Wicked Witch of the East. And she has all these munchkins like slaves, like people who are working on the assembly line over in China, over in foreign countries, and getting paid nothing for it. But Dorothy, by landing on this Wicked Witch of the East, she frees all these munchkins. And so, I mean, they're happy to be free. Who wouldn't be happy working up under those type of conditions? But Dorothy meets this other witch is called a good witch of the north. Her name is Glinda. Now, I don't know about you, but all witches to me are evil. But for this particular story, they call her the good witch who gives Dorothy the wicked witch that she just accidentally killed. She gives her these silver shoes, if you will, and tells her that this is the way that you get back home. She says, go to Emerald City and ask for the Wizard of Oz, and he'll help you. He'll give you the information you need. He'll give you the GPS you need, the map scope you need to get back to Kansas. But along the way, and this is where a lot of us are when we graduate from high school or from college. Along the way, along this journey, Dorothy befriends the Scarecrow who wants a brain. He's missing something. Everyone you're going to meet in your life will look at you as having something that you can assist them with getting. They look at you, they look at your personality, they look at your joy, they look at your peace, and they see something in you that they need for themselves. And so they will befriend you. And some of these are people who you will have for friends for a lifetime. Some are just associates, some are just passing through like strangers, and you have to decipher which is which. And then she meets this a man called the Tin Woodman, and he wants a heart. And then she meets, of course, what we call the Cowardly Lion, and he wants courage. And so they travel together and they face all these different challenges, but they're helping one another. You want to be people who can give more than they can receive from you, because most people are takers in life. If you're not careful, they're going to take so much from you. They'll leave you drained and depleted, and they'll leave you on the side of the road. That's what they'll do. And I just pray you know the difference. But when they finally meet the wizard, he promises them that he will grant their wishes, but they first of all have to kill the wicked witch of the West. Now Dorothy has a little experience in killing witches. She's taken down the wicked witch of the East, so now she has to deal with the wicked witch of the West. So when Dorothy finishes her task of killing the wicked witch of the West, and she returns to Emerald City, she realized that the wizard is just a regular man. Yeah, he's just a regular man from Omaha who happened to accidentally fly his hot air balloon into the city of Oz. And so he's flesh just like her. And she realizes that, and I hope you realize this, that we put so much into big cities, into big things, into big people, as we call them. But really and truly, a city is just a city. And the only reason things happen to certain people in big cities, if you will, is because it's what's inside of them already. It's not like the city did something. It's just that whatever was inside of you, yeah, was exposed and was pulled out of you. So it never was the city. Don't get me wrong. Fast cars, fast lanes, fast planes, yeah, fast people moving in cities because there's just so many people. But really and truly, they're just like you. They're just people. But you give them so much praise because of where they are, not who they are. These people in Oz did the same thing with this man who flew in this hot air balloon. They gave him so much praise. They called him a wizard. And he was just a regular old man from Omaha City. That's all he was. And so him and Dorothy hook up, and he decides to take Dorothy home to Kansas in this hot air balloon. But he winds up getting away, and the balloon leaves, and Dorothy can't catch it and get on. And so she's left behind. But then Glinda, the good witch, I told you I don't believe in good witches. The good witch tells Dorothy, hey, your silver shoes, if you click them together twice, you'll return home to Kansas. Let me tell you something. Along this journey, we're told by so many people with good advice that you need to go back home. That this is too much for you. You've allowed yourself to get away from the discipline that you once had, how you used to keep to yourself and let nobody touch you, how you used to do things and you wouldn't get involved with certain people. Yes, you've allowed yourself to just fall into these diverse places just because you couldn't discipline what was inside of you. See, it's our ego, is what we're saying. It's our pride that takes us. I can't go back home. No, 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 no. People gonna think I'm a failure. No, no, no. You are a failure. I mean, you messed up. Let's be for real. You got out here. You got beside yourself. Dorothy never seen herself as a failure. Dorothy never let her ego and pride get in the way. Dorothy's whole thought, when you look at and read the story, you watch this movie, through the whole movie, Dorothy's trying to get back home. Most of us spend most of our time trying to leave home. And I'm telling you, there's no place, when you look at the realization of everything, there's no place like home. Now, you can't click your heels like Dorothy and just get back home. You're going to bump your head. You got some powerful lessons to learn once you leave home. Oh, yes. You've got some people you're going to meet who's going to be some friends, and you've got some challenges you're going to have to go through because guess what? Because you see this place is bigger than the place you come from. This particular statement, that there's no place like home, it speaks to something deep inside of us, deep within us. It's a longing that we have if you think about it. It's a yearning that's burning inside of us. It's something that we're seeking that's more eternal, yes, than temporal. That's what it is. See, If you're not careful, you give into this flesh so fast, this temporal stuff. Yeah, you're gonna go out and you're gonna bump your head, and it's gonna happen, and it's all fleshly. It's all surface stuff. It's nothing deep. You're not dealing with the deep stuff inside of you that you need to really deal with before you go out and go anywhere. And that's some advice to any of you, to your children. Please get into the things that's deep inside of them. You're gonna have to have some good heart-to-heart conversation because that stuff will burn inside of them, yearn inside of them, and they don't really understand it. And so they start giving into this surface stuff, stuff that they see, stuff that they feel, emotions. And people are gonna play on that stuff. And they're gonna play on themselves with that stuff. But there's something familiar. Yeah. There's something that we was created for, that we're yearning for, that we're longing for. Let me tell you that's something. That something is finding your way home. Yeah. Not your physical home. Let me just be honest with you. But your spiritual home that reunites us with our Creator. See, that's what everybody's yearning and burning for. There is something on the inside of you that's yearning to get back to your Creator, to get back to God, to get back to Jesus. There's something that's it's like a gravity pull, and you can't quite figure it out. You know, you've always had that statement, I can't figure out something. I just got something. I just feel uneasy. It's because you're trying to find your home in all these other places, and your home is inside the Creator. It's relating back with Him, but it's doing things along the journey to be able to return to Him. That's the most important part. It's learning how to have discipline. It's learning how to bump your head and get back on track and keep moving. Some of you bump your head, you keep bumping your head, you keep bumping your head because you get discouraged. No, 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 no. Things are going to happen. And that's why home is a safe place. Go with me to the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to 27, and it reads like this. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in His own image, and in the image of God created He him, male and female, created He them. Let me tell you something, guys. The problem that we have, and we can't put a finger on it, is because we are a long ways from our eternal home. We can feel it. Something inside of us tells us that where we are, it's not a safe place. This world is not a safe place. And so you have this longing, you have this urge inside of you, and you don't feel comfy. You know how you drink coffee? If you drink coffee and you get the little jitters, sometimes because too much caffeine. That's the way we feel here on this earth. Is we can just tell that we're not from here, we're not for here, that we're strangers passing through, and it's uncomfortable here. In the book of John, chapter 14, verse 1 through 6, reads like this: let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. This is Jesus talking. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a home for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, a home for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye get, and the way you know, and the way ye know. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father. No man steps foot in this house in His glory. No man but by me. The Lord's house, like your house, have rules. And if we're going to get to the Father's house, we must go through the Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Don't think you can skip it. You can't. Now go with me to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19 to 21. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth. And this is where I'm going. Do not lay up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves can break in and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven. Yeah, that's the home you want to lay that stuff up for. Where neither moth nor rust destroy, and where thieves, watch this, do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Now, when you look at this context and you look at the word treasure, which refers to what you value the most. Think about that. What do you value the most? What do you prioritize? What have you invested in, or what have you emotionally and spiritually attached yourself to? That's where your treasure is. Yeah. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. When you look at this, there's two kinds of treasures that's being compared. Your earthly treasure, yeah, that all that earthly stuff, all that material wealth and all those possessions, all that status, all that stuff you find comfort in. I mean, all those things are temporal. I mean, they're temporal. They make you vulnerable. That's what they do. But they're going to decay. They're going to rot. They're going to go back. They're going to be stolen. That stuff will not take you to the next level. But then there's the second part, heavenly treasure, acts of love and kindness, acts of faith, acts of righteousness and holiness, acts of generosity, spiritual growth. See, those treasures are eternal. Those are the treasures that will align you with the house, with the home of God. Those are godly values that we all need. And that's what we all should be striving for and trying to achieve. See, if you put all that stuff in front of you, inside of your children before they leave home, let me tell you something. They won't leave home without it. They'll know where home always is. And they'll know how to go out and make a home. Yeah. Not trying to make houses. No, no, no. They'll go out and know how to make a home and bring these heavenly attributes, these heavenly treasures into that home. Not all that earthly treasure that everyone goes out seeking for, stardom and fame. Jesus saying that your heart, that your desires, that your focus, that your loyalty will always follow what you treasure. Now, if you treasure temporal things, I'm telling you, earthly things, your life, watch this, and heart will be wrapped up in all that stuff. But if you treasure those things for eternity, for spiritual things, your heart will always follow that direction. Dorothy is trying to get back home while all of us and our children were trying to leave home. Isn't that something? Dorothy knows where the heart, where the treasure is back home, where our heart is. But we find ourselves, our children, I mean, just like us, we can't wait to graduate. We're trying to get up out there and get back home. Dorothy makes what I call several new friends along the way in the city of Oz. But her treasure, I don't care how she look at it, her treasure is buried back in Kansas on that farm with Auntie Em and Uncle Henry, along with her little dog Toto that she has with her. I told you there's no place like home. Wouldn't it be nice if we thought of our heavenly home the way Dorothy speaks and thinks of her home in Kansas? We just go get saved and we give our life to Jesus Christ and we just want to get there one day when we get there. But that's all on Dorothy's mind. What if you only had heavenly things on your mind all day long, 24/7? Let me be a little transparent here. My dream was to always move to California when I left high school. It was to go play for the UCLA Bruins basketball team in college. And then it was to get drafted and play for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then it was to, when I finished my basketball career, was to be in Hollywood. And see, those are all, when you think about it, material things. That's all that is. And I wanted to kind of get a feel, if you will, to how I stood. And so I played in this summer league, if you will, tournament against some of the best players in the world, from California, if you will, from Arizona to New York, you name it, Chicago. We all met up in this tournament. And let me tell you something, I served those boys. I mean, I served them real good. They had no clue who I was, and they'd ask me, like, where are you from? I mean, wow, how did you get this good? And let me tell you something, it's just for me playing against my cousins and playing in a little city called Hobbs, New Mexico. It brought the dog out in me when it came to basketball. And I worked at it. I wasn't gifted, I worked at it. But it taught me something from playing against those guys about big city and the big city lure and these guys and girls who come from these big cities. I realized by playing basketball during that summer that these guys were just like me. I mean, they were no different than me. Just because they were from a place, it was no big deal. They put their uh, if you said leg in their britches one at a time, just like I did. And it was about hard work. It was about not looking at them being different or being more advanced than me. It was just looking at them as being human. That's what I found out. They're just human. They just happen to be human from a bigger city. That's all it was. But we get into our minds that they're better than us, that people are bigger than you, and life is bigger. No, no, life is just lifing. And you can get caught up in that life because of what's inside of you. See, those people, they know now that stuff ain't nothing but just more of a bunch of stuff, material stuff. But you take your small city mind into those big cities and you get destroyed because guess what? You give them so much respect than you gave the city you just came from. I'll tell anybody that my city that I grew up in, Hobbs, New Mexico, my hometown, I'm telling you, home is where the heart is. There's no place like home. The best city I ever could have grew up in. I mean, taught me so much. But going out during the summer, playing basketball taught me that big cities are just simply big cities. Same people, same problems, same issues. It's just what you got inside of you that can it can pull out because you're away from your parents and you think you can get away with some stuff. And that's a crazy feeling because I tell you, I should have had so much heavenly stuff inside of me from my heavenly home that I took with me when I left. But I moved to the city once I graduated from college. Well, I didn't graduate when I left college. I hadn't finished yet. But I moved to the big city, and I quickly realized a couple of things real fast that I had no networking system. I'm like a, what they say, I'm a small fish in a big pond now, where I was a big fish in a small pond. See, your city has some advantages, but I had no networking. I had no mentors. I had very limited powers where I was here in Dallas, Texas. Limited resources. Didn't know anybody. Therefore, guess what? I had no influence. That experience normalized me. It humanized me, if you will, because I'm this big basketball player. Oh, it humanized me real quick. It normalized me real fast. I mean, it was a reality shift, if you will. I told you, I was no longer a big fish in a small pond. I was this small fish in this big pond. But I would always tell you, I was so proud of my hometown. Once I look back, um, I didn't mind telling people about where I was from because things happened to me there. But the city, the place, the environment, all was beautiful. I was like Dorothy. I love going home. I love my hometown. I speak highly of my hometown, and most of you do too. Think about it. You speak highly of your hometown. Most of you do. Because you had great times there, great experiences there. And where you are now, you don't speak that highly of it too much because it's like, it's okay. It's not home. And that's why I tell you, home is where the heart is. And that's what you have to look at from this point forward. But I think you can understand now where my treasure was, where my heart was, if you will. Everyone wants to leave home, leave a small city and go to the big city. Oh, what a pity. The devil can't wait for your children to graduate from high school, to leave your parents, to leave their parents' hedge of protection. See, that's what a small city is. That's what your hometown is. Your hometown is a hedge of protection around you because you're familiar with it. You know everybody around it. They know you. They know your parents, and so there's a protection plan that's in place. When you go to the city, you've given up your protection plan, and the devil is just waiting for you to leave because he knows what's inside of you. Oh yeah, he knows. He wants to expose that. He wants to take you out. You just don't know it. He want to put you in places you know you shouldn't be in. You know you wouldn't be in if you were in your hometown. But he can't wait for you to leave high school, for you to leave college. I mean, yeah, you got your high school diploma, and now the devil wants to give you, watch this, he wants to give you a license to sin. And boy, did we sin? Do we sin? What happened to your license to be holy and not whorish? See, that's the license you should have really went for. A license to, yes, a license to be holy. But we picked up that license to be whorish. And no matter how much your parents have poured into you, no matter how much your older siblings are giving you so much good advice. And it all sounds good, but your flesh is itching to experience the fruit, watch this, of your lust. How many of you, like me, bump your head big time when you left? I mean, I bumped my head so hard. I mean, come on. I mean, I felt nasty, dirty. I felt crazy. I mean, I couldn't believe that got myself out here and been played the okie dokie on. I mean, I fell into the trap, the lure of being, watch this, independent, not realizing I was just being selfish. It was all about me, myself, and I wasn't thinking about my parents, how this would hurt my mother, my father, if they found out the stuff I was doing. But I'm telling you, I realized real quickly that there's no place like home. There's no safe place like home. And home was my hedge, my community, my hometown was my hedge of protection that my family had built for me, the structure they had built for me. And Satan was just waiting to draw me away from my hedge, to put me out here in these streets, if you will. And I think I'm doing something big and bad. And don't get me wrong. We all got to leave. We just can't cleave to our hometown. But we need to leave the right way. We need to leave with a heavenly thought in our mind of what home looks like away from home. Dorothy knew what home looked like away from home. She kept that in her spirit, that she wanted to get back to a place that she knew was better than the place she was at, even though she had all these nice things and friends she had met. But she knew home was where the heart is. Let me tell you something. Don't leave your hedge of protection at home. No, take it with you. I would talk to you about Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot and how he left his protection when he was up under the hedge of protection of Abraham. You read it for yourself. But Lot had a hedge of protection around him. He had no business being in Sodom and Gomorrah, but he left the hedge of protection of Abraham's covenant, and therefore he found himself in diverse and dangerous places. My wife loved being a homebody. I told her when we go on vacation, she loves coming home. I mean, she can't wait to get home to her own bed. She's a homebody, if you ask me, because there's no place like home. She feels safe. Yeah, she knows where everything is. She has a covenant with her home because it's so convenient. Home is one place that she can be herself, and she can let her hair down. And she can get up when she wants to. She can go to bed when she wants to. See, that's the way we need to be in our home, our heavenly home, knowing that it's the place that we want to be, and we're so relaxed in it. Dorothy was caught up in a tornado. You're going to be caught up in a hurricane. It's coming, a tsunami, a flood, gang violence, murder, storms. It's going to happen. Trauma happens. Are you ready for the trauma that's coming your way? Have you kept that hometown spirit? Like Maya Angelou says it like this, that the ache for home lives in all of us. The safe place where we can go and um, we can be and not be questioned when we return. That's a beautiful thing. She's telling us that she's recognizing the home is not just psychological, but it's also a spiritual refuge. That's what home is to all of us. Let me tell you something. We're all on our individual journeys, if you will, trying to get back home to the Creator. And once you leave home, it's not easy to come back home. Let me make that very clear. It's not easy because your ego and pride gets in the way. But you can always return. That's a good thing. It's like Motel 6, going to leave the light on for you. Your family always leave a light on for you. But you have to be careful when you get out here because there's a fork in the road, heaven and hell. And you know that your home is closer to heavenly, yes, it's that hedge. But some of us, we stay out here so long because of our ego and pride, and we find ourselves on that forked road going to hell. You feel it that you're a fish out of water. I mean, you can feel it. You know you're in a bad place. Maybe if you think like this, home is where the heart rests in God. Maybe that will help you out along this journey. We are not of this world. Our jobs, our homes, our earthly identities. I mean, this stuff is all temporal. And as a believer, watch this. We know this is not our final stop. We know that. We're strangers, if you will, passing through. So stop trying to be comfortable. Stop trying to make yourself so comfortable. You can't, because your spirit is urging you, it's pulling you to be with your Creator. And you need to listen to that. We're on our way back home, our real home, because there's no place like home. Not because of what it looks like, but because of who's our waiting for us, our Heavenly Father. See, that's home. Don't be fooled by the fake homes out here. Fake news, fake love, fake promises, fake lust, fake desires, because all that stuff is temporal. I can't say it enough. It will bring you temporary pleasure, but leave you homelessness, never quenching that thirst of fulfillment. Dorothy realized real quickly that the Wizard of Oz wasn't quite what he seemed, because some roads out here are promises that look appealing, look wealthy, look powerful, look comfortable, but they're fake. It's all false. It's all fictitious. And that's what happens when you get out here and you get trapped with these young men and these young women. You see things as appealing until you really look behind the other curtain and you realize that person's human just like you. That person is soiled just like you. That person has an issue just like you. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit your soul? So let me just tell you, some of you are going to take the fork in the road that's going to lead you straight to hell, and you're going to bust it wide open because you're going to make the mistake in thinking that you're on the right path. That's why Jesus warned all of us that the road to life is narrow, very narrow, but it's still open to all those who will believe. So in my conclusion, let me just say, you were made for more than just this world. You were made to return home. Not one built with bricks, but the one built by the hands of God. When life gets hard, when the path is confusing, when you feel lost, remember the promise. C.S. Lewis says it like this: if I find in myself a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world. Let's not just hope for home, let's live for it. Never let frustration, desperation, in the midst of your temptation, change your destination. There's no place like home with the Father. You be blessed and have a great week.